What's going on, YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg or Chris, and today I'm back revisiting one of my favorite rogue deck lists, the Sinistcha box. With the Sinistcha EX, you have a solid 2-prize attacker. With the Rebrew attack, you can do 2 damage counters to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each basic grass energy in your discard pile, and then you shuffle all of those energy back into your deck. So, since we're playing 18 energy in this deck, it should be no problem to discard a whole bunch of those and then spam rebrew, onto a bunch of random Pokemon. And I know you're probably looking at this list and you're wondering, man, there's only one of those, so what else are you going to do? Because you might not get this guy, or if it's prize, well, that's where the single prize Sinistcha comes in, which honestly might be a more frequent hitter in the current format we're in than the previous Sinistcha EX. This one has Spill the Tea, where you do 70 damage for each grass energy that you discard from any of your Pokemon from any of your Pokemon in play, but you can discard up to 3, so you only swing for 210 damage, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when the format is dominated by like Terra Box and really every deck that runs Fezandipiti and Latias and just a whole bunch of those, it's not hard to get up and do 210 damage and take 2 prize cards with a single prize attacker. Now, what's super nice about this list is it doesn't get terrorized by Dragapult as much because you have the single prize Poltchageist, and although you only have 30 HP, as long as this Pokemon is on your bench, you prevent all damage and effects of attacks, so the damage counters, done from your opponent's Pokemon to this Pokemon. So, although Monkey Dory can still destroy Poltchageist, which is, unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world, it's just how it is sometimes, we can dodge the Phantom Dive attack, we can dodge those damage counters, and that really does help this deck, since you don't need to evolve into the single prize Sinistcha or Sinistcha EX until it's your time to shine. You don't mind having this guy just sit on your bench and just kind of do its thing. To power up the deck, we do have Teal Mask Ogerpon, and not only does this function as a draw engine and a backup attacker, using Teal Dance and getting the energy in play means you don't need more than an attach and a swing on your single prize Sinistcha, since you'll have multiple Ogerpons on your bench that you can discard energy from and not have to worry, since you can get the energy back on them very, very quickly. Now, for the rest of the deck, Pokemon-wise, we're playing 1 copy of Fezandipiti for the draw and 1 copy of Budew for the early game disruption. Now, to set up our Pokemon in play, we do have 3 copies of Ultra Ball as well as 4 copies of Nest Ball to guarantee the Pokemon we're drawing out, but we're also playing 4 copies of Bug Catching Set, which can get us a whole bunch of energy to use on Ogerpon, or a bunch of Pokemon to potentially evolve into, like Sinistchas. We're also playing 2 copies of Vessel just to guarantee we're getting energy. So, if we, or maybe mid, late game, we've got a bunch of energy in the discard pile, we just need to dig out the last 1 or 2 in the deck. We can use one of our 2 Earthen Vessels for it. And then for the supporters, we're playing you guessed it, high count of Research. We need to discard a whole bunch of energy for Rebrew to work well, so we're playing 4 Research on top of 2 Iono. And in case we need to get up and do 230 or 240 damage with our single prize Sinistcha, we're playing 2 copies of Kieran, which, yes, it does function as a switch, but in a deck like this, it's not hard to switch out since everything just has a 1 retreat cost. So, it's really just there to get us the extra 30 damage, but also give us that free pivot, which is kind of nice. I think if you need a little bit more damage, I don't know when 250 becomes super relevant, but you could switch to Black Belt's training. I think for the most part, all you really need to ever do is 240 because that's how much HP Raging Bolt has. So just having Kieran with the extra benefit of it being a switch pivot is super, super nice. But if you're looking for a switch Gus pivot, you also play 1 copy of Prime Catcher, which is our A spec. We do have a lot of Gus in this deck at 3 copies of Boss's Orders and 1 copy of Professor Turo Scenario, just in case we need to pick up an Ogerpon, get some more energy in the discard pile, since, 1 Ogerpon could have 4 or 5 energy from a bunch of Teal Dances on it, and just get a little bit more in the discard pile for Rebrew Sinistcha. Now, that's pretty much it for the list. I think the only thing I forgot to just go over, I guess, was Super Rod, and that's here well to bring back energy and Pokemon. You don't really need a Night Stretcher in this list since we've got such heavy draw and search between the Professor's Research and Bug Catching Set. So, that's pretty much it for the list. I've played Sinistcha a few times before on the channel. I think this is the lightest on the Sinistcha EX I've gone. I think so far I've played I've played versions of this deck with 3 Sinistcha EX and 2 copies of the single prize Sinistcha, and then I've played a 2-2 split, a 2-3 split with 3 copies of the single prize Sinistcha. I've never gone for a 3 single prize and 1 Sinistcha EX split, but I think right now, like just the type of format we're in, we've kind of drifted away from a lot of super tanky decks like Charizard, which, I mean, this deck is also a grass attacker, so if you run into it, you can just swing for weakness. But I think right now, like, the single prize Sinistcha is just better off. And not having 240 HP, 2 prize Pokemon is a little bit better. We could swing into the prize trade just as well, if not better, with the single prize one dominating. So I like this list a lot right now. I definitely think it's a ton of fun to play again. This is one of my favorite rogue decks ever. So if you haven't given it a shot, definitely go give this list a play because it is a ton of fun to run. Yeah, with that being said, let's hop into today's video. Before I do, just want to remind everyone that we got that TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below. So if you're going to TCG Player for any singles, decks, or deck accessories for any card game, doesn't matter what, make sure you hop on over to TCG Player using my code. And thank you so much to everyone who's been using that link. It really does support the channel in a huge way when you guys click on it. And then order stuff within 48 hours. The other small update is the Battle VIPs podcast is live on Spotify, so if you're looking for a podcast to update you on the meta and just, you know, general Pokemon stuff from me and my boy Avery, hop on over to Spotify and check out our podcast. It is the Battle VIPs podcast. It used to be on YouTube. We moved it entirely over to Spotify at this point, so go check it on over to Spotify. Link in the description below as well. Now, yeah, with that being said, let's hop into today's video and see how well Sinistcha can do in the new format. Welcome to match number 1. We open up with, honestly, like, a pretty phenomenal hand. I mean, we got Poltchageist, a Nest Ball, some Ogerpon, some energy. You know, we got a Bug Catching Set to dig out more energy. This is pretty solid. I kind of love to see what we got cooking here. I am going to go Ogerpon, and I think this is where things get a little tricky. Like, I don't know necessarily which way is the best way to run the deck. In terms of the order, I think I'm going to go Nest Ball and try to get down another Poltchageist just because Poltchageist is going to be so pivotal. My opponent is playing Hoot, so that tells me one of two things. That tells me initially I'm up against something like Terror Box or something like Raging Bolt. Both of which I think I can deal with pretty comfortably. Terror Box, I guess, could KO my active. They can't do any bench damage to Ogerpon or Poltchageist, which is nice, and actually get another off the Teal damage, which is pretty cool. So I'll play that right now, and I'll go Bug Catching Set, draw 2 energy, which is surprisingly perfect. That's almost exactly what I want. Man, you know, I want to attach to the active, but I am so scared of it getting KO'd. I think I'm actually just going to attach it to the benched Poltchageist, and then I'll pass for a turn and see what my opponent's got in store. You know, if they go for the KO on the active, I will regret the energy placement. However, if they whiff the KO, it's just still an evolution with the single prize Sinistcha. Manual attach the energy, and we could still swing for 210 damage, which is really, really nice. And that's why I love this deck. Like, you know, if it is that Terror Box, you know, they go in with that Water Ogerpon, we can still deal with it pretty well. And it seems it's actually going to be an Eevee deck. They get down the boosted evolution Eevee. If they have the energy, they could I was going to say retreat Hoo-Hoo and then try to evolve it if it's in the active spot, but no, they're just going to pass, which is fine. I'll go up 1 prize, no problem. We get Iono. You know, I actually really don't mind playing an Iono here, giving me and my opponent a new hand. I don't think I want to evolve into this Sinistcha yet. Actually, you know what? We do know it is Flare. I mean, they're playing a Psychic Energy, so it could be Sylveon. And Sylveon actually did have a really cool stream match on this weekend at the Atlanta Regional. If I evolve, they could use Sylveon to throw this back into the deck. Right now, we prevent all effects of attacks from my opponent's Pokemon into this Pokemon, so I don't think I'm going to evolve yet. I think I'm actually going to get more value out of just going Iono and keeping this Sinistcha in the deck. Again, we've got a bunch of Ultra Balls, a bunch of Bug Catching Sets. We can dig it out, no problem. Bunch of research, like, we're good. So I am going to hold off on that. For now, I am going to go Vessel. I'm going to get rid of an energy. Don't mind getting a bunch of energy in the discard pile just for Rebrew to work at any given point. And then we'll go Teal Dance. Throw 1 more energy on the Ogerpon. Draw a card. We'll see what this one is. Ultra Ball. That works. I will gladly keep that. Now I'll go Bug Catching Set. And I will take out... Honestly, give me the Sinistcha. Give me the energy. I'm not going to need Budew at this point. Budew is kind of just there for vibes. I am, however, going to spill the tea for 70. And I'm just going to get rid of 1 energy, honestly, off the active. There's a good chance my active is going to get KO'd. I think it's safe to bank on that since my opponent already has an energy down. You know, we gave them a new hand. They could probably get Sparkling Crystal, stuff like that down, you know, get a good attack off. So I'll keep the energy on the Ogerpon. I'll save that there for another Sinistcha, which is already in our hand, so that, you know, we could just discard 3 off Ogerpon and boom, swing for a lot. If they get more energy attached to Eevee, and I could one-shot with Ogerpon, maybe that's a route we go, but for now, I think we just kind of rock. You know, I'm not going to rush it. We're playing Sinistcha. We got some time. We got time to make things work. I'll see what's going on. What's nice, too, is if I use a couple single prize Sinistchas, I could actually power up Rebrew more by discarding energies with Spill the Tea. So the more energy we discard with the single prize one, I could go for a huge late game cleanup with Rebrew and then take a KO that way. They do play Terrapagos, which is a little difficult, but I think this is that Atlanta build I saw with Sylveon EX, Flareon. I think they played a one of Terrapagos, if I'm not mistaken. Could be difficult, but hopefully manageable. You know, if we could somehow draw out a Kieran or something like that. I mean, we do have Teal Dance. I wish I had another one. If they take a KO, I could go in with Fezandipiti, which is kind of nice too. And yeah, there's the Sylveon. This Angelite is what I was worried about. You choose 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon, shuffle those Pokemon and all cards attached into your opponent's deck. Then you can't spam that attack and use it the following turn. While that is annoying, it actually doesn't work because we do have Storehouse Hideaway. So if they use that attack, it will not be effective on Poltchageist. And I'm going to kind of bank on that. They're going to go Counter Catcher, bring up the Poltchageist. Okay. I mean, it's annoying. It's not the end of the world. They'll take the Unified Beatdown KO. We do lose another energy, but like I said, you know, just powers up our Rebrew later. So I'll rock. I'll vibe. For now, we'll throw Sinistcha back up into the active. I do like the idea of getting Fez down, just trying to draw into a bit of a bigger hand. Look for that, what do you call it, Kieran. I think Kieran would be our best friend if I could take a KO on the active. I'm going to get rid of an energy and a research. And then I'm going to take, like I said, take that Fez right on out of the deck. I've got 2 energy in hand, which is perfect. I can Teal Dance 1. I can manual attach, which I might as well just do right now, the other. And then we'll see if I can pull it off the flip. If I can flip the script into it. Nope, nothing. All right. Yeah, I think we go flip. Right? I mean, I could boss this guy up, but if they have any sort of evolution into knocked out, things get a little tricky. So I'll just flip the script here. If nothing else, though, I could go boss on Sylveon and just wait a little bit. That's actually pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. I get a couple Ogerpon, so one of those, I can use Teal Dance again since I got the extra energy already in my hand. Smack it down, Kieran. Nope, another Ogerpon. All right, well, I don't really want to research this hand away. I got a lot of really good stuff in the hand. I think I'd rather just go boss on Sylveon and see if I could just stick this guy in the active. And then we'll go Spill the Tea for 210 damage. We'll get rid of 2 energy here and 1 energy off my active, since again, if they do have a switch, this guy will probably get KO'd, and then my Ogerpons both have another energy ready for another single prize Sinistcha. Now the Sylveon EX is looking pretty rough. It's got, what, 60 HP left? Not bad. Not bad. Very easy to take with Rebrew, if nothing else. Also, we only need 1 energy off Spill the Tea to take the KO, so I've got that lined up, ready to rumble too. We got 7 energy in the discard pile, so right now Rebrew is looking at a clean 140 damage. It's not bad. We're ramping it up. We're taking our time. They go for a boss themselves, and we'll see who they choose to take up if they have another switch or evolution into Knocked Out. You know, get them 2 trainer cards. That could be a little difficult, but again, something we can work around. That's what's nice about Sinistcha. It's a lot of just like, our deck is fairly consistent despite having 18 energy, so it's really just like how well can I mess with my opponent's Pokemon. They're going to bring Ogerpon into the active, but that actually creates a decent line for me because I could just retreat here, go back in with the single prize Sinistcha, and honestly, I think I'll just attach the active, swing, take the KO. Go up 2 prizes. I really don't need to do much else. I don't need Iono to give them a bigger hand. I don't want to research, get rid of all these Pokemon. I don't need more energy in play. All we need to do is just Spill the Tea, get rid of the energy on the active. Because again, they'll probably KO it on the following turn. I mean, they have Terrapagos in play, ready to rumble. There's a bunch of Pokemon in play, so they could use the attack and kill Sinistcha. We're not here for a bulk. We have 70 HP, and I've got a fine hand going into the next turn. You know, if they take a prize and they draw into a big hand or something with a good top deck, maybe I go Iono. Honestly, if I just have to research back 3 Pokemon, if I just have to bring back 2 Poltchageist and Sinistcha when they inevitably take this KO, that's fine. You know, we'll do that. We'll get rid of the Pokemon in our hand. We'll bring some back. We'll leave the energy in the discard pile in case I go in with Sinistcha EX, and we'll see what the vibe is. For now, right now, we are going to see a Nest Ball. We did see the Fezandipiti come down. We'll see what other Pokemon, probably an Eevee, would be my guess as to what they go for with this Nest Ball. I mean, they got 2 Knockdowns down. No, they go Mew for restart. Okay, so we're not going to see any more Sylveons, at least for a little bit, which is fine. You know, Mew is very easy to KO. And Fez. I think Fez would be better for us if we get another Boss's Orders or Prime Catcher or something like that. We've only used 1, so we still have 3 Gusting cards left. Assuming they take the KO here, I'll also have access to flip the script, so I might just wait. But no, my opponent's going to concede. You know, they had the KO, but I mean, I was fairly certain. You know, we could dig out a Boss's Orders, a Kieran, something like that the following turn, take a reverse KO onto Rapagos, or a return KO, I should say, and then we would just have one prize remaining. So we're going to walk through match 1 against a really cool deck that did well at Atlanta, and we're going to check what's going on for match number 2, see if we could clutch up a positive record for the day. Welcome to match number 2. Sorry I started it a second late, just got out of work, having a quick snack. My opponent didn't do much. We're up against what looks to be some sort of Arch Aladin. I was going to say, hopefully not Hobsation, but it is going to be a Hobsation deck. Now, this one might honestly be our worst matchup, and that's literally entirely because Instant Strike is just annoying. Like, it's very easy to use. I mean, yeah, we do prevent the bench damage, which is kind of nice. Like, I don't know if he'll totally process that, you know, Storehouse Hideaway could save us. And, oh my god, it's going to be Hobsation and Arch Aladin, 2 of probably the most annoying decks we could go up against with this one. Not the end of the world. It gets difficult, though, because there is a grass resistance on all metal Pokemon, so it's going to be almost impossible for us to one-shot really any of these guys, which, I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate, but, you know, hopefully we can figure something out. I'm going to try to save this Nest Ball for Fezandipiti the following turn when my opponent inevitably takes a KO. So I'm going to use Vessel, I'm going to get rid of an energy, I'm going to draw 2 more, and then I'm just going to pray that this Bug Catching Set either hits me Ogerpon or another Poltchageist, and, alright, I'll get a little lucky. We do have a Sinistcha in hand, so I don't need to take the Sinistcha here. I'll take the Ogerpon and the energy. I'll use Teal Dance, excuse me. And again, I'm just going to absolutely pray that we're going to get, you know, one more Poltchageist in hand. No, I'm going to get Kieran. Okay. Well, that really doesn't do me many favors. My opponent probably has some sort of Arch Aladin in their hand, and I think if that's the case, I don't know if it's better to give him Poltchageist or the 2 prize KO right now. I think we might have to use Nest Ball and just buy ourselves a Budew turn here. You know, just try to slow my opponent down a little bit. You know, stop. Maybe they only have Ultra Ball in their hand. Just buy us a little bit of time to get rolling. So right now we're just going to retreat, throw Poltchageist on the bench. I'm going to throw Budew in the active, and I'm going to use Itchy Pollen to buy us 1 turn. Now, they already have the energy on Squawk. If they have an energy or Hop's Choice Band or whatever it is in hand, you know, they can attack with Zacian and take the KO. I'll have to figure something out. They got a retreat. Into who? Into Zacian. They probably just have an energy, right, to swing for KO? Yeah, they do. So they'll KO Budew. No problem. And here's where I really have to pray that I can make something crazy happen. Yes, they can't use items. They're moving damage around. They actually can't do damage, bench damage to either of these Pokemon. It's a Terra Pokemon, so you prevent all damage from attacks. And this one, Storehouse Hideaway, is just the most overpowered thing in the world. It just tells you, no. So, you know, that works. That works. We've officially got 1 turn. I think right now I probably would rather... I mean, we could go in with Poltchageist, because we do have access to Sinistcha, and actually I could swing for like 180, which isn't bad. Just save my Ogerpon a little bit more, and we get another Bug Catching Set. That's pretty sweet too. Okay, so I'll use Teal Dance, draw a card off the top of my deck, make the odds of this Bug Catching Set hitting another Pokemon just 1 card better, and we'll now rip it and take, honestly, I'm tempted to even take like 2 Ogerpons here. Give me 2 Ogerpons. That's just potentially more Teal Dances for more energy, which I'm really craving right now. Now, I do probably need an energy attached to the active, so I'm just going to use 1 Teal Dance before I go in with Sinistcha. I'm just going to hope I got a little bit more that I could work with, and I get an Iono. Honestly, I will happily take that Iono. I'm going to evolve into Sinistcha. I'm going to smack this energy down, and, you know, we're not swinging for KOR. We're swinging for 180, so if I use Kieran, since they do have that grass resistance, again, we're actually not going to pick up the KO on Zacian, but you could see how in any other matchup where it's not a metal Pokemon, this Kieran is super, super relevant. So although we're not going to take full advantage of it yet, that's okay. I mean, I do have access to Curse Drop, which I could use at a different point maybe to clutch up a KO. For now, I'm just going to do what I can. We're going to go Nest Ball. I'm going to try to get down another Poltchageist. I could go Fez. Fez doesn't feel that bad either, to be fair. I mean, we already have so many liabilities on our bench. Why not? What's 1 more? I'll draw 3, and then I'll use Bug Catching Set. I want to dig out another Poltchageist. I feel like this gives me some good odds to not only getting a Poltchageist, but setting up for the future. And we do get an Ultra Ball, which is great, and a couple energies. So I can go Teal Dance here. Smack an energy down on Ogerpon. Get another Rod. Okay, so we got 1 of those back in the hand, and I'll go Bug Catching Set, fail it. hurts, not the end of the world. I think here, what do we do? Ultra Ball. I could Ultra Ball away. Research. And Energy. Keep the rest of the cards in my hand. Although, you know, I could also just get rid of double Research. Nah, I'll sack the Energy. I got plenty of Energy. Then I'll take a Poltchageist. Because I really like the idea of having another one of these ready to rumble. From here, we could go Spill the Tea. And we can get rid of one energy here, one energy on Ogerpon, and then one energy off this Ogerpon. And that is as good as I could hope for. Now, my opponent has 5 new cards in hand. If they didn't have Archaladin before, my gosh, do they probably have it now? This is where things can get scary, and this is why I think this might be, like, probably the best the worst matchup for me, the best matchup for my opponent. Like, that with the resistance, the bulk they have, it's very hard for us to deal with it. They could easily evolve into Wooloo and just rip into an Ogerpon or Fezandipiti. There's not much I could do about setups like that. But you know what? We'll try our best. We'll figure something out. And that's the most you can hope for. I mean, when you're playing a rogue deck like this, I feel like it's inevitable that there might be one really bad matchup, and I don't hate showing it off, because even though this is the worst matchup, I think we've got a good enough thing going where I can try my best to turn it around and try to work through it as best I can. So, you know, I'm going to go in with this positive mindset, and I'm going to just try to run a fade against a bad match and see what I can do. You know, like in any other deck that's not a metal Pokemon, that was 2 prizes we've taken. We could have been up 1 prize. Because they resist, because we couldn't use that Kieran to push us there, it hurts a bit, and that's all right. They're going to research their hand away. Okay, yeah, so here's where I worry. They've got, what, 1 boss, 2 Night Stretcher in the discard pile. Pal Pad's already gone too. That helps. That helps. They'll evolve into Archaladin here. We know they can't go Boss's Orders for a KO. Right now on Ogerpon, they'll be forced to take another single prize KO. And I will figure something crazy out. Or no, actually, they already got Archaladin, so they got all the energy on the active. They're going to go in with a Dub-Wool here. Yeah, they're going to take the KO. If I had to guess on Fez. But you know what? That actually might not be the worst thing for us, because they have no other energy in play. So, if we could just KO this guy, which only has 50 HP left, we could kind of stop them from getting any energy going. Now, yes, they could evolve into Archaladin right here. I know that's a problem. I'll get some energy and play that way. But, you know, a good Iono, put them down to 3. They don't have another draw engine. We could hopefully just kind of take them out of a lot there. Let me throw Sinistcha back up in the active. And I think I like our Iono route. You know, I don't need a Rod. I don't need a Rod back for Fez. I don't think that's totally worth it. Love the Bug Catching Set. This should hopefully net us 1 energy. Perfect. And I really don't need another Ogerpon. Honestly, I think I'll just take a 3rd Poltchageist. Right? I could go Sinistcha, but I don't really want to evolve. You know what? Their bench damage is only 30. So if we could evolve into Sinistcha here and just thin this guy out of the deck, that's actually not a bad shout. Right? I don't know. This feels interesting, but I mean, we'll do what we can. Let's smack this guy down. Let's go Iono, give my opponent a tiny hand. All we need to do is spill the tea, get rid of 1 energy, boom, KO. Hopefully my opponent just doesn't have Archaladin. That's the best I could hope for. This hand, solid, is good enough. We got, what, 1 Ultra Ball? Or 1 Teal Dance, excuse me, get an energy down. I might save the next energy, just in case for the next turn. Now we get another one. Alright, now I can use, as long as I keep drawing energy, I don't mind using 1 more, but just in case I need to use Rebrew or Spill the Tea, I like having 1 in hand for the following turn. And we get another Poltchageist here. Perfect. So I'll smack that guy down, and we will spill the tea. I do need to get rid of 2 energy, don't I? Because they have 50 HP left. Yes, they do. Okay, so that's fine. We'll get rid of 1 off the active, and in case they take the KO, and then we'll get rid of 1 off the Ogerpon with 2 energy attached. And that should be solid for now. The reason I did that is because they resisted. We swung for 70 damage, just discarding 1 energy, which meant they had 10 HP left after that, so I had to get rid of 2. And this is fun. This is honestly a perfect hand. They go in with Archaladin. If they have the evolution here, which they do, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. But I can still try to stick them. I got Boss's Orders. I got Ultra Ball. I can try to go in with the Rebrew. I mean, we'll have a bunch of energy in the discard pile. Oh my god, wait, and they put the energy on the bench to Archaladin. Do they not have a switch out? If they don't, they could be huge. Yeah, he's upset. He put that energy on the wrong arch out, and okay, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try to punish him for that misplay. That's a bad one. So I should probably work on two-shotting the active and then saving a boss to just easily deal with Squawk is probably our best way out. So I'm going to attach an energy here. I'm going to go for a Teal dance. Right? This is a bold one. I don't know if I love this play, but I'm going to make it work. And thank you. I was clicking, wasn't working. We'll draw. That's fine. We get a Turo. It's actually pretty sweet because I can get rid of some more energy, potentially pick something up. It's not bad. Yeah, let's swing for 180. I'm going to leave the energy on the active, just because I don't have any energy in my hand. I'm going to get rid of one energy here, one here, and one here. And we'll do some good damage to my opponent's active Arch Paladin. Now, they'll draw a card in their hand, but they're still only at 4. They might not be where they need to for the KO. They do have the energy on the benched Arch Paladin, but no, that's it. Okay, perfect. This is good. I need one more energy, and I can make this work. Kieran... I don't know if Kieran will do it. Would 140 take the KO? I think it would. Because we could swing 110, and then I use Kieran, do the extra damage. Boom, KO. Yeah. I like that. I like that. And then they'll promote this guy, and I'll try to deal with a boss KO on Squawk somehow. So we'll swing 140. All we needed was 120. This does it perfectly. So we'll discard all the energy in play. And I'm going to need something wild the following turn, like a Rebrew, actually. Because we've got, what, 13? Please tell me, 13 energy in the discard pile? Not bad, not bad. And we'll get 2 energy. Ooh, wait. That actually, we might be able to Rebrew an Arch Paladin away. Oh my gosh. So, my opponent has 3 prize cards left. I don't know if there's a way they could take a KO. They promote Double. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're closing it out next turn. Oh, but I need to pivot. Oh, no, we could do that, though, because we got Ultra Ball. I need one more energy, though. I need a 14th energy in the discard pile. I could Turo up the active, use Ultra Ball, get rid of 2 energy, take out Sinistcha EX, and then, boom, we'll have 15 energy in the discard pile. As long as I have another energy I could attach, and then I could one-shot Arch Paladin. I mean, regardless, I could still just do it to Squawk, so, like, we're good. You know, we'll figure it out. We're good. We got game. We got game so many different ways here. I want to do it with Rebrew, so I'm going to Ultra Ball here and just check if I got it in the deck. I mean, I only need 1 energy at this point, so I'm just going to Ultra Ball away 1 energy and the Nest Ball, since that is pretty useless. I'm going to pray my Sinistcha. I can't even show it off if I wanted to. All right, well, that's fine. Now how do I do this? Do I just wait? Do I just wait? I mean, I don't mind this double being in the active spot. Maybe what we do is we attach the energy to Sinistcha. And then I just start using Curse Drop and just dropping some damage counters. I could even drop it on this Arch Paladin, but I think we try to be as efficient as possible and throw it down on this guy here. I mean, I don't want to research because I don't want to lose these supporters. These are some huge supporters. I really don't want to use Rod either. I want to wait for my opponents to take a KO so I could Rod back Fez and Ultra Ball and then set up game that way. So I think here all I'm going to do is just go Curse Drop. And I'm just going to start loading damage counters up on Squawk. We're just going to throw everything here and try to take our final 2 prize cards that way. It shouldn't be too hard. I mean, Rebrew Sinistcha's in the prize cards. Like, ideally, we take the final KO before I get 1 prize card. This is mildly unfortunate. I think we just keep going Curse Drop. Like, I don't see another reason to change anything. I think, you know, as long as we're here, let's just take advantage of the Squawkabilly being in play. We are 2 Curse Drops away from game. My opponent has 3 cards in hand. We'll see if this card bails him out. Even if they get an Arch Paladin evolution here, they can't attach energy to a non-metal Pokemon, so it doesn't necessarily save them since Double is sitting here with a 2 retreat cost and it's a normal type. Because if you read Arch Paladin's ability, you can attach 2 basic metal energy cards from your discard pile to any of your metal Pokemon in any way you like, and then you go Jamming Tower, which is fine, and Iono. Okay, now is where things get a little problematic. Never mind, we got Prime Catcher, we're good. I will gladly bring up Double again if they somehow pull out a switch or something like that. We're chilling, we're chilling. I do lose some huge cards, but as long as I have a Gusting card, we'll be alright. And Earthen Vessel. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Let's use it. Let's use Vessel. Let's get rid of Ogerpon. I'm not going to need this guy anymore. Give me 2 energy that are in my deck. I've got, what, 14, 15, 16, 17. I got 1 energy and 1 Sinistcha EX in the prize cards. That's unfortunate. Not the end of the world. I am going to smack 1 energy down here to draw a card. Gonna keep that rod. Gonna keep the energy in hand. I'm gonna use Curse Drop. The reason I'm keeping the energy in hand is because my opponent's Squawk has 30 HP left. If my opponent has a switch and KO on Sinistcha, I'm going to attach this energy to this Sinistcha and then use Curse Drop to take the KO on Squawk. So right now, I effectively have game on board unless they have a heavy disruption play, in which case I have game in hand as well. So as long as we dodge Iono or Turo, we should be in a pretty good scenario. My opponent is going to go Earthen Vessel, take 2 energy out of the deck. That is 1 turn too late. They will get 1 on double. That is not enough for their tree, and they go Turo. Oh my god, no, you know what I could have done? I had game last turn. I'm so dense. Oh, man. I should have Prime Catcher, promoted this Sinistcha, and gone boss, taking that KO on. Oh, that's bad. That's a bad one. That is, in fact, a bad one. Okay. Well, now I need to hope I could get Rebrew Sinistcha out of the prizes and take the KO on, like, double or something. You know what I could do? They got 1 energy in the discard. They're down 2 Night Stretcher. What if, hear me out, we bring up this guy. And I just start spamming Curse Drop again. God, I can't believe I missed that KO. I know someone's going to scream at me for that in the comments. I apologize, man. I apologize. I overlooked it. I had game in hand, and I threw it away. All I had to do was attach that energy to Sinistcha, use Prime Catcher, bring up the Squawk, promote the Sinistcha, and tell them to figure it out. But no! I threw it away. They retreat. Oh, man. Wait, yeah, I forgot. That also is a 2 retreat cost. Oh, my God. We're in such a tough spot. I mean, I could still Prime Catcher this guy up. It'll still be pretty hard to move out of the active. And then I could go Curse Drop again, take my prize card, hope it's Sinistcha EX. Let's throw you in the active. What do I top deck? I need something big. Something big. Research. Honestly, that'll do. We're going to smack this energy on Sinistcha. I do need a little bit more energy in the deck. I do have 15 in the discard, which is so perfect, but I need 1 more for Sinistcha EX when I obviously get it out of the prize cards. And I'll take Budew back. Why not? I don't know. So let's have some fun here. Let's bring this Archaladin back. Throw up Sinistcha. Rip the research. And if I get Fez, awesome. Perfect. And boss? Oh, yeah. We're good. I don't know what I would need to draw into, so I'm actually not going to play Fez. That's just a Pokemon I don't feel like retreating. What is in my deck? Is there anything else I need at this point? I don't think so. Definitely don't want Budew. Kieran, Turo, maybe. Both cards I don't mind having. I think the better play for us is to go Curse Drop. See if I get Rebrew out of the active. 3. And then we'll put 1 here. Because then I could take a KO here very easily with a single prize Sinistcha 2, which I don't know if I'll have in the deck. And I get the Sinistcha EX. Okay, we have game next turn in hand. I need to hope my opponent doesn't have another Turo. And even if they do, they pick it up out of the active. Oh my god, they go Pokegear. Stop it. You go Boss. That's okay. I don't think that stops us. How much energy is in the discard pile? 14. 1 retreat or KO, and they have Turo in hand. Oh my god, this misplay was so bad. Legitimately almost threw the entire game away. But I'm still going to get my Rebrew for KO on Archaladin. I just had to take a really long-winded way to do it. Welcome to playing the card game with ginj-tcg. An efficient way to play the game? Don't believe in it. I want the most extra way to play the game imaginable. We're going to go energy on the Poltchageist. We're going to evolve into Sinistcha. I'm going to use Rebrew. If my math is correct, I should have 15 energy, 300 damage, and the discard pile. Going to smack it all on Archaladin. Boom, KO. That was so extra. Oh my lord. What bad matchup who? It was free. Free matchup. What? That's crazy. My opponent had a huge misplay. I had a huge misplay. I'd say it balanced out in the end. We still took it away. We're 2-0. Positive record achieved. Let's hop into match number 3 and keep cooking with Sinistcha. Welcome to match number 3. It seems we're not done with our Chaladin. We're going back for more. So, just in case they play the Zacian, I'm going to keep a Nest Ball in hand so I can get Fezandipiti, which thank God is in the deck. And I think right now I'm just going to take an Ogerpon. I'm going to do a very similar play to last game. I'm going to try to draw one card out of my deck, which helps my Bug Catching Set get more Pokemon and keep my Nest Ball. And I'll get the Fez here, which means I'm much more safe to use this Nest Ball. And honestly, I think I might just do that. I think I might just take out another Ogerpon here. Because if it's not a Zacian build or active, there's a decent chance could live. So I'll use another Teal Dance and then a Bug Catching Set, and I'll see what I get from here. But now I got more Ogerpons, which means they could swing that much harder. Bug Catching Set for just an energy. Alright. I mean, that's just how it be sometimes. That's fine. That's alright. I'm going to attach the energy to the active. If my opponent KOs my active, I mean, I'll figure it out. Right now, there's a Relicanth. I'm hoping they just got Duraludons. It's going to be difficult. I mean, the last match was bad. I misplayed worse. I'm hoping this one could go a little smoother for us, but, I mean, I won't be shocked if there's not much I can do. Now, my opponent has 7 cards in hand. They do go for the Earthen Vessel and get rid of a Pokegear, which I love to see at the discard pile. That could draw out a lot of very good cards, such as Professor Turo Scenario. And since we're not one-shotting really anything, that is my least favorite card in this entire deck right now. On our end, I think I just have to sit here and hope and pray that I top deck Boss when they inevitably take Squawkabilly, ? And just try to take an early 2 prize cards. I mean, me whiffing that KO and Squawk is so big because we have very limited chances to ever take 2 prize cards in one shot against our Chaladin. You know, we have to hope we could bully a Squawkabilly and then also bully a Fezandipiti or something like that. If we can't do that, the game becomes so much harder. And I think that's where this deck kind of has a little bit of trouble. I think it's a little easier than things like Dragapult because they're not Turoing as much as our Chaladin does. And that is just infinitely more annoying to deal with. And there's the research on top of the Squawk. To get rid of 2 Ionos, honestly, I wouldn't have hated if they Iono'd. We do have the Sinistcha in hand, which is, like, awesome. But I also don't have really anything playable until they take a KO. So, you know, it's cool. They get their own Fez. All right, perfect. That's prize cards 2, prize cards 4, and then just one Archaladin that I have to rebrew for the last turn of the game, like last match. So, you know, we're good. We got a prize mapped out. We just have to put that plan into action, and we'll do it. So, you know, we'll get going on that as soon as we can. For now, my opponent is going to retreat into Duraludon. Okay. I mean, hey, you're not evolving this turn. I'm killing it this turn. I do need to get rid of 3 energy because I swing for 140 damage. That doesn't really help me since they resist grass. But I've got 2 energy in hand. I can attach an extra one to the active, use a Teal Dance. You know, like, we're good. I'll keep an energy on my active Pokemon, especially if they don't get down another Duraludon. As nice as it could be to take 2 prize cards, I want to emphasize killing my opponent's main and only attacker right now. So I am going to do that. I'm going to use 1 Teal Dance. And unless I get another energy, I am not going to use another. I'm just going to attach the active and spill the tea. And I get research. Alright, well, now everything changes. Now I will attach the active in case I don't get another Poltchageist. And then I'll place Ogerpon. I'll smack down Fez. And then I got one more room for a Poltchageist. We research. And cute. Honestly, phenomenal. And I didn't get any energy in hand, so I'm pretty happy with me putting an extra energy on this Sinistcha right now. I am going to choose to just get rid of one of these energies, and then I'm going to get rid of one off this Ogerpon. Actually, it really doesn't matter, since just one will have energy left. And we'll take the KO, swing for 180. I know, like, the math without resistance is 140. I need to account for the 30, and we prize this guy again. Oh my god, thank the Lord I got it this time. That is so much more helpful. And they'll go in with Squawk, which hopefully should be another easy KO. I really don't want to research this hand away, but my gosh, I will if I have to. Like, that's fine. I'll also, just to be safe, I'll Ultra Ball away Sinistcha and Budew and then rod them back just in case I need Budew or Sinistcha in a tricky situation before research, but, you know, we'll figure it out. Honestly, though, you know what I could do? They go Boss. You know, if they go Boss, actually, that would be huge, because then I could Prime Catcher, bring out Fez, and try to take a KO on Fez. I hope they stall. I hope they try to stall a Pokemon. Oh my gosh. That would be great. I want to take out Fez right now, though. Right before they get access to it. I mean, Squawk is less HP, useless at this point, but this Fezandipiti, that flip the script is a mighty annoying ability, and if I could tell my opponent discard pile, I would love to. I would love for my opponent to use one of their 4 Night Stretchers on Fez and not an Archaladin or something like that. For now, they are going to Ultra Ball away 2 cards from their hand. You know what is another line? They get rid of Turo. Yes! Huge! If they end their turn with just 1 Duraludon in play, I might just Prime Catcher that guy and just keep bullying their Duraludons. Because I'm on an odd prize. I might as well work on trying to KO this guy. I'm surprised I didn't go Motivate and get 2 energy on Duraludon. That's interesting. Because he could Hammer in, or Raging Hammer. Base 80 is KOing Sinistcha. And we're going to get an energy. Let's go. It's so big. Okay, let's do this right. Do I Prime Catcher or Boss? I mean, I could hold the hand. And then keep Prime Catcher. You know what I could do here? I don't hate that. You know what? No, let's go for it. Let's Ultra Ball these away. Let's take out a single prize Sinistcha. We are going to evolve here. Manual attach. We're going to use Prime Catcher. I'm going to bring up Duraludon. I'm going to smack my Sinistcha in the active spot. I'm going to use Rod, and then I'm going to research. I want to get more energy in play to make it easier for myself to bring back 1 energy. Make it easier for myself to spill the tea and keep some energy on deck for myself. But we will take out their only Duraludon. I get Sinistcha back. This is amazing. Okay. I'm going to Vessel away Ogerpon. We do have 3 Ogerpons in play. I'm not going to need more than that at this point. If they boss KO an Ogerpon, so be it. We'll figure it out. For now, we're just going to go triple Teal Dance. I'm just going to get a whole ton of energy in play. Just load myself up for the next couple turns. I love all the energy I'm getting. Oh my gosh. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to Vessel here in case I get Iono'd. I'm going to leave this Vessel in the deck. I don't need more energy than in my hand. If I do at some point, it's nice to have, but for now, I think we do just want to hold on to it. I'm going to spill the tea for 180. I'm going to have to get rid of 3 energy again, but this time, I could get rid of, just 3 energy from Ogerpons. Take another KO. I don't have Boss's Orders in hand, so if they give me Relicanth, I mean, that's a single prize Pokemon, I might just have to accept them KOing, unless I can Teal Dance into Boss's Orders. And we are down Prime Catcher and 1 copy of Boss. So I do only have 2 copies of Boss's Orders left, but that's fine because they give me Squawk anyways. Alright, I mean, I'm not complaining. That's cool. But yeah, we are smacking around this Archaladin player right now. We're up 2 prize cards, but more importantly, they need another turn to evolve to do anything. And, I mean, yeah, they got access to flip the script here. There's another Duraludon. I think here's where I have to accept. They're going to get Archaladin at some point. I'm going to focus on dealing with Squawk and then dealing with Fez. I've taken 2 prize cards. Taking 4 prize cards off these guys is infinitely easier than dealing with Archaladin. We do have a good 2 prize lead. I'm going to try to take advantage of that and take advantage of my opponent needing another turn to evolve this guy before they could potentially take 2 prize cards. When I know I'm taking 2 this turn off Squawk if that's who they choose to end their turn with in the active. If they retreat into Relicanth, I mean, we might have some problems, to be honest. Yeah, they go Boss. That's fine. I'll attach retreat with Fez. That's cool. I've got a Vessel here, so we're good. We're good. And I get another Sinistcha? Yeah, we'll Earthen Vessel away this Ultra Ball. I've got both Sinistchas needed. I'm golden. Take some extra energy into hand. Energy's getting low in the deck. That's okay. I don't mind that. It's just setting myself up for a rebrew play at any point. We are going to attach retreat into Sinistcha. I've got 4 energy in hand, which means 3 Teal Dances. And we'll smack 1 down. We will get a Poltchageist, which is, we're just loading up on everything for the following turns, aren't we? That is great. And a Turo? Yeah, this is sweet. This is sweet. We'll smack our next energy down, and I get Bug Catching Set. Honestly, I'll hold on to that. I really don't need to play right now. I don't want to waste my resources at all. I think I just want to spill the tea and see what I can do. I am going to get rid of 1 energy on the active. I've got a feeling my opponent is going to deal with that Sinistcha this turn. And if they don't, I mean, that's just an easy manual attach swing again. So we'll see. But for now, I'm 4 prizes up. My opponent is hopefully going to get their first Archaladin. And I get Boss in hand. Yeah, you don't Iono, you lose. Like, there's no other way to put it. Ah, man, that hurts. That, I almost feel bad. Almost feel bad. It's Sinistcha's time to shine. And if all of a sudden Sinistcha can deal with Archaladin this well, I mean, we're golden, dude. This deck could take it all. My opponent does get the Arch Aladdin straight from the hand. They got a simple alloy, 2 energy. They need a 3rd energy, and there's the Night Stretcher, if nothing else, for the 3rd energy, and they can attack this turn. If they have a Boss's Orders, they could take down an Ogerpon with an energy or a Fezandipiti. Regardless, we have 2 energy in hand, so it should be fine to just promote Sinistcha, use a couple Teal dances, and then Boss KO Fez. They take Boss off the Pokegear, so if they don't go Iono, we've got guaranteed game in hand if they go Boss's Orders. I mean, I guess they could be playing on first hand. They go Rocky Helmet, not something I'm worried about. I don't plan on ever attacking our child in this game if I don't have to. They're going to go Nest Ball, probably get down another Duraludon if I had to take a guess. And, yep, there it is. We'll see when that Boss comes down in 3, 2, 1. Boss for Fez, right? Right? Iono. Man, oh, that hurts. All right. Now we got some more work to do. And I get 2 energy. Huge. And they get Genesect down. Well, I already used Prime Catcher, so that's fine. I love the idea of Genesect and Arch Aladdin. I mean, it's a decent single prize attacker. You swing for 100. Could work against Mimikyu. More importantly, you shut down your opponent's Ace Spec. However, I already used my Ace Spec, so it's not the end of it. Like, we're good. So yeah, I just go in with Sinistcha here. And we can Teal Dance, draw 2, flip the script, draw 5, up to 5, then top deck for 6, and we get Bug Catching Set. Phenomenal. I'm going to use Bug Catching Set now to shuffle my deck since I know there's a boss towards the bottom somewhere. I'm going to take 2 amazing cards out. Yeah, see, look at that. No Boss's Orders in here. You know what? We got 9 energy in here. Yeah, I'm gonna bench this Poltchageist down in case I could get the Rebrew guy out. And now we got 3 energy, 3 Teal Dances, plus a flip the script. I got 6 more cards to draw. And that's works great in our favor. Research, don't mind that. Don't mind if I don't have another supporter to play that's a little bit better, I'll gladly use the research. Try to stock up what I need in my hand. I'll Bug Catching Set here, take these guys out of the deck, make my odds of drawing into boss a little bit higher. I will then use my final Teal Dance before flip the script. And can I call game this turn? It is not looking too likely. I will attack. Nah, not yet. I'll just flip the script, see if I get game before I attach this energy and worry about next turn. And yeah, I don't have game. Alright, that's cool. Well, we smack the energy on Poltchageist. And I think we just research here, right? I could Iono. Don't totally see the point to it. I think I just like my research angle, just get Boss's Orders more. Because then I've got damage on Arch Aladdin and a Boss KO on Fez, which just feels great. So we'll spill the tea for 180. I will get rid of an energy off my active Pokemon, and then I'll get rid of 1 energy each off these guys. And now our board state is looking real good. Now I truly have no way to know how my opponent could pull this off. I mean, I guess if they go Iono again, put us down to 2, that'd be a little scary. I need Sinistcha EX or single price Sinistcha, so just one of those, and then Boss's Orders. There's 5 cards left in the deck. If they take the KO, I flip the script, I'll draw my entire deck. And they go Turo on Arch Aladdin. Okay, so now I need Boss, but they use Turo, so it's not Iono. They're probably still taking a KO this turn, which means I'm still going to top deck 1 card. Going to flip the script, there'll be 1 card left in the deck. I should have 2 Boss's Orders left in the deck. I know one of them is guaranteed in the deck since I took it out of the prizes. There's a good chance I could draw into it. I can also use my Nest Ball just to see what's in the deck, or Ultra Ball to thin out a card, just try to dig through my entire deck and guarantee game. They did Turo, their active Arch Aladdin, so Fez is still there. Fez is still a very easy boss KO. And we've also got 12 energy in the discard pile. So, I guess there was a world where I probably could have gone for a Rebrew on the active again. Oh, actually, wait. Oh, no, we just got game. 12 energy in the discard pile. Promote Poltchageist. Evolve into Sinistcha. Rebrew on Fez. Good night streaks. Good night streaks. Don't need to force it. Don't need to force it at all. We'll just do this. Do a little bit of this. Do a little bit of damage on that guy. Boom. 3-0. Sinistcha. Closed out. Boss was prized too. 2 bosses were prized. That's pretty bad. Closed out by Sinistcha EX twice. And that's power of Sinistcha. I think that's why you could lean so heavily on the single prize one. Like you go to work, you go to town, and then Sinistcha EX is your dog. I mean, that guy just clutches up all the time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a ton of fun making this one, and I just want to let everyone know. Now I'm gonna keep it a little secret. Be a little ominous. Just kidding. Amazing news. I have some huge news to talk about next week. So definitely stay tuned. Stay interested. I'm going to be talking about it. It'll probably get its own like YouTube short. I'm thinking like a 3-minute update about something I've been working on and planning for a very, very long time. Discord will be hearing about it first. So if you're not in my Discord channel, go hop over. We have some awesome talks about just decks and Pokemon and whatever. Yeah. Check out the podcast. Order Sinistcha with my TCG player affiliate link. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on every single video. With that being said, stay epic. Peace.